Hi, it's Maria Bird. It's January 31st. Happy Friday, everyone. Uh, Tomorrow is February 1st, which for me means that it is St. Bridget's Day. It is also Imbolc, which means that we celebrate the goddess Bridget, which is one of the same. So, in Irish tradition, it's St. Bridget's Day, which is technically on the Irish calendar, it is spring. And in the Celtic calendar, it is called Imbolc, which means ewe's milk. That means that the sheep are gathering their milk for when they give birth in the spring, for their offspring. Anyway, it is the season of new beginnings. And so we celebrate it with light. And we are already seeing the light. The day is now, well, it's been getting longer, but now we can actually see it. And during this time, this is probably the best time to start resolutions or goals or anything like that, because your body is feeling a little bit more active than it did last month. Last month, we're still in that dark period, still our bodies tend to retreat. They tend to go into sort of like a hibernation kind of mode where we're a little bit more tired, we're less active, and because we're hardwired for the seasons. And during that time, you may not feel active enough to go pursue any kind of goals. Now you're starting to see that the daylight is getting longer, it's a little bit more hopeful, and you may want to start pursuing new things. So it's all about new beginnings. And so I have my own new beginnings, and I'm looking forward to them. I had put together over a month, actually, the beginning of last month, or I think it was full moon. During full moon, I had put together a vision board as to how I wanted my year to go. And so far, I'm on target and I'm pretty proud of it. And I think the people who had done the vision boards with me are probably seeing things starting to appear. So, and this is the time where we start seeing things coming into focus, whether you had put a vision board or not. You may have had an idea and now you're seeing a way of pursuing it because your body is getting active, your brain is becoming more active, and now it's you're planning things out. So that is part of, February 1st, new beginnings, Imbolc, new beginnings, St. Bridget's Day, spring, all about new beginnings. It is also on Sunday is Groundhogs Day. And so the groundhog is going to let you know whether or not we're going to have an early spring or not. Which, either which way, in 6 weeks, spring is technically on our calendar, on the calendar that we follow, is in 6 weeks. So whether you know it or not, spring is going to come. And so on February 2nd, I usually watch the movie Groundhog's Day. And I love that movie. It is a fantastic movie. If you look at the metaphors for what is going on, it is basically showing this man reliving the same day every day. But isn't that what we do? We get up every single day and we're reliving the same day every single day. We may make little tiny changes here and there, but it is the same day. And so what happens in this movie is that he starts making changes for himself. Well, actually, it's not really for himself. He's making changes for a woman, and it's really not the best intentions. And when you're not working with the best intentions, you don't get the best results. So he's making changes in order to impress a woman so he can sleep with her. And he's finding that it's not working out. When he starts making changes for himself, so in the beginning he's making these changes, he's learning poetry, he's learning French, he's learning all of these things. All he really wants to do is impress this woman so he can just have sex with her, and that's pretty much about it. But as he's getting to know her, he's becoming more in love with her, and he's admiring her, and he's admiring some of the things that she's a part of. And so he decides to do things for himself because he wants to be that person, but he wants now to be that person for himself. So he starts taking piano lessons, and he starts saving people. He is looking outside of his body, outside of his personal gain, and now he's doing things for other people. And as he's making these changes for these other people, his whole demeanor, his whole life changes for himself. And so when you make these small changes, if you're doing them for the wrong reasons, you're not really going to get the results that you're looking for. You are looking to make those changes that not only help you, but help the people around you. And that's when the magical change happens. That's when all of a sudden you see that brand new day. And so when you look, if you should happen to watch the movie, because I'm sure they're going to be showing it somewhere over the weekend, look for the metaphor in your own life. Look for the things, that this guy is going through, so he goes through all of these stages of grief, which we all go through. We're going through that daily grind. And in the beginning, that daily grind, that's the push. So when you feel that, you're getting up every day, and every day you're doing the same old thing. So it already started before the Groundhogs Day out in Pennsylvania even began. He's getting up, he's doing the newscast. He's just like, he's angry. He's angry with, like his position. He's angry with the people around him. He's just not a nice person. And usually when you're going through a grind, you're not a nice person. And that is the push for change. So if you're feeling like you're getting up in the morning and it's just a grind, or you're seeing a person, and the just, it's taking everything out of you in order to push yourself to see, certain people in your life. That is the grind. That means that you should make a change. And so you got that daily grind. And if that daily grind is so bad, where there's that push, you either make the changes or the changes are going to be made for you. And I know that personally. So you get up and and you're facing that grind, and you're not really happy with what is going on in the situation, let's say. And either you make the change, and if you can't make the change, again, the change is going to happen whether you like it or not. And sometimes, when the change first happens, you're just like, oh my God, you get really, really angry. And so you see in the movie, Bill Murray is getting very, very angry. He's getting angry at the people around him. He's confused. You get confused, when you're pushed towards that adventure. And then you see him, and he's going through the stages of grief to the point to where he wants to kill himself, but he can't kill himself. There is no way out. You're either going to learn the lesson or or not. You're going to be stuck. And so for a while, he's stuck there until he learns the lesson. The lesson is to make the changes for yourself, for the people around you, because you have a responsibility not only to be happy for yourself, but also for the people around you. And that's what Groundhogs Day is about. So when he was making those changes, and in the beginning he was making those changes just to, have sex, get laid, whatever you want to call it, he's not making the right changes. And eventually he was like, okay, well, this is not going to happen. Do I continue? I'm kind of liking, taking these piano lessons. I kind of like, that I know a different language. I kind of like getting getting to know the people around me and helping them out, making their life better. And so he's making everyone's life better, and that's making his life better. And that is the premise of the movie. So, if you should happen to watch the movie, watch it for the metaphor and see how it pertains in your life. And make the changes, because this is the time. It's for new beginnings. It is a brand new day, and it's a brand new life. So that is my wisdom for today, and I will probably be speaking to you next week. Enjoy your Friday. Happy St. Bridget's Day, and happy Imbolc to those who celebrate. And until then, bye.